Hi there, and welcome to another fabulous episode of Famous Interviews with Famous People. I am your wonderful host, Devin Shotsky, and today we have a very special guest. A prophet, a legend, an icon, a lawgiver, a man who means so much to so many people. We have Moses. Welcome, Moses.
Hello there, Devin. It's so nice to be here.
Now, Moses, don't you think it would have been better if you came, before Passover or during Passover?
Well, I'm very busy. It's during Passover and I do a lot of interviews this time of year. But it would have been better to get me during Passover, yes.
See, producer, I told you. Well, Moses, you were abandoned as a child. Do you have any abandonment issues?
Well, I don't remember being abandoned, so no, that's what you ask. I remember being raised by loving parents and having a loving brother.
Now, did you and your brother ever fight growing up?
Well, yes, we fought, but all brothers fight. He'd throw a punch at me, and I'd throw one back, and we'd fight or argue.
Did you use your special Jew punch power?
Jew punch? I've never heard of a Jew punch. Would you tell me what's a Jew punch?
You know, Moses, the Jew punch, where you hit a person as hard as you can in the nuts and then you kick them when they're down.
I don't think that really exists. So no, I never used it. I fought cleanly, totally above the waist.
Sure you did. We know how all you Jews are.
Well, Jews are good people. We've done a lot of great things for the world over the years.
Yeah, like starting World War I?
No, we didn't start World War I.
Well, Henry Ford said you guys started World War I, and he was a brilliant man. So if Henry Ford said you did it, you did it.
We didn't start World War I. Now are you going to interview me or just harass me?
You're too old for me to harass you. Maybe if you were hot and young with a six-pack. Ooh, I'm getting all tingly.
Well, I have a son. He's quite a handsome boy, actually.
Producer, why couldn't we get hot young Moses instead of old man Moses? Well, anyway, Moses, what did the Pharaoh first tell you when you told him to let your people go?
He was kind of confused. He said, "What people?" He thought I was still Egyptian and his brother. So I explained to him that I was Jewish now, and my people were enslaved by him.
He really wasn't that bright, was he?
No, he was always quite dense, just a straight D student. He really must have fucked someone to become the pharaoh.
So, after you explained all that, what did he say?
Well, he told me to go fuck myself, so I turned my staff into a snake and told it to bite him. But then it got into a fight with the pre-snake staff, and it was this big bloody mess on the floor. Of course, paper towels weren't invented yet, so we had to get some parchment and go clean it up.
So, what did you do?
Well, I turned the river to blood, and it killed all the fish. What I didn't know was that most of those fish were eaten by Jews, so I kinda fucked up on that one.
But after sending down countless plagues and killing thousands...
I don't think he killed thousands.
Killing thousands...
Maybe hundreds.
Millions...
I'm gonna go with hundreds here.
Over 12 billion people...
I don't think there were 12 billion people alive at that time. I'm pretty sure it was still hundreds.
Did the Pharaoh let your people go?
Well, yes. It took a long time to convince him. I thought this was going to be easy, but I had to keep sending down plagues. He said, no, it was just a long and grueling process. I was glad when it was done.
Did you feel bad for all those people you killed during the plagues?
It was God's will that I kill those people and send down those plagues. It was all necessary in the grand scheme of things.
So just because God said it was okay for you to kill people, that means it is? So if God told me to kill you, would that be okay?
Well, God loves me, so he would never have you hurt me, or any harm to come to me, unless perhaps he killed me before I was allowed to enter the promised land, because he's kind of a jerk like that. But I guess if God told you it was okay, then I'd have to go along with it.
Sure he does. God talks to me too, Moses. He wants me to rape as many people as humanly possible. Does that make that okay?
Of course, as long as the Lord God told me to do it.
Now, do any other invisible deities talk to you?
Well, there's this one guy named Roy. He claims to be God's brother. He talks to me all the time. I should have never given him my number. He told me to invent crack and sell it to the Egyptians. So I did.
So now God's brother Roy told you to sell crack.
Yes, but then we left Egypt and we took the crack with us. That's probably why the Egyptians were chasing us. They wanted the crack back.
Anybody else talk to you who's invisible?
Well, there's also this angel Jimmy. He told me to slaughter a whole bunch of people. Like 200 or so. He said it was God's will, of course, so I swear I killed like 200 people. It was such a mess, my robes were stained with blood. I had to get some of that Tide bleach stuff to get it out. It really works great on colors.
Well, Moses, you're nuts. You know that?
Totally what my ex-wife said. And then Jimmy told me to rape her. And then kill her, but I didn't do it.
Okay, somebody get this man a straitjacket.
Oh God, why are you here? You're telling me to strip naked and run around the streets.
Okay, this has been Famous Interviews with Famous People. Oh my God, old man balls. Get this guy out of here.
Oh God, I'm doing like you ask. Watch me rape this cameraman to please you, God.